Hello dear friends, here is again Pavel Smutný, and here are my videos about the most advanced ancient observations of our solar system, of the most distant objects in our solar system, of Nibiru and of Nemesis, those planets which are responsible for regular global changes, for regular global catastrophes like global floods and global plasma events. So, some such events happened also in half of our precessional cycle, sometime circa 13,500 years ago, and circa 11,500 years ago. The first was that mainly solar plasma event, and the second was a global flood. Why I speak about these things? Because our history, especially that history, what is more than 5,000-6,000 years old, is not published, is so-called prohibited. People are not recommended to devote such history. We can devote to history of the dinosaurs or what happened millions years ago on our Earth, but not that history. Why is it so? Because there are so-called dogmas of those billionaires who try to govern us, to govern this world, and they have such claims, such dogmas, such cheatings toward mankind. That reason of it is to have people not educated, which don't have knowledge about their past, their future, about space, about spiritual life. So they are cheating, especially about our spiritual life, about life after death, and so on. But we know that when people are meditating, those are some yoga people who are devoted to yoga, they have ability to be outside of their bodies. I have such friends also too, who have or had such abilities, and they visited other places on Earth or in our solar system or outside our solar system, in space and also in time. So they were in the past, for example in time of Atlanteans, and they speak about it, or it's possible even to be in future. So also people who are near death, in coma, many after relieving from such situations are speaking about what happened. They were in tunnels, light tunnels, and they had experiences with dead relatives and so on. So this is the first big cheating. The second big cheating is about extraterrestrials, that they have no contacts. So NASA and those USA Army and those are claiming there are no extraterrestrials. Till now we have no contacts, but they have agreement with them. Okay, why is it so? Why is it clear? Why is it clear cheating to whole mankind? Because there are not only observations from our present times, but also, for example, from Roman times, and those authors, writers wrote even books about UFO, about extraterrestrials. Right? For example, Romans writers like Julius Obsequinus, Liber Prodigorium, Julius, Joseph Flavius, Plutarchus, and Plinius, and those have wrote about such experiences with UFOs, with extraterrestrials. So also in ancient Egypt it's so Kemet, it's so in ancient China, Japan, there are even depictions, and the whole religion of those Hindu people and those Dravid and other religions in Asia is about extraterrestrials. Okay, so they are believing it within their religion even. So, what happened to me? I devoted many years to research of all these astronomical maps. One of such map was Dendera Zodiac, the second was Senmut astronomical map. Especially from that map I recognize, I deciphered it, decoded that there is depiction of orbit of Nibiru. That planet what is mentioned in not directly but also in Bible, also in Enuma Elish very clearly, and in other writings, Popol Vuh and other legends and writings of old nations. So there was depiction, I decoded it, of that object. I found that it's very heavy object, 5 till 25 masses of Jupiter, okay, very heavy, but very dark, very small, because of its peak density, okay. And that object has aphelia somewhere about 45 billion kilometers from us. When I decoded those things, also I devoted to pyramids, to those all these megalithic temples, also in Giza, in Malta, and to other artifacts like Narmer Palette, astronomical artifacts too. So I found that I have something such also in my room, with such depictions, and it's my oriental carpet. What I found it was very special, and I found that there are 16 various windows. Okay, we have here 16 various windows, and those are windows devote to the most advanced ancient astronomy and to technologies used for astronomy. So in this video I explain what I found on the first windows of this carpet. So I devote now to astronomy what I found. So first such window, due to fact I found it even earlier, that window is strange and that it looks very technologically. But I didn't devote it some years till the end of my research on Senmut astronomical map. After it, I started to devote also to this carpet and to these depictions. So what I found on these first windows. So I found that what is here is something like telecom satellite. What is doing telecom satellite on ancient on ancient carpet? Here's body of satellite, here are parabolic antennas, and here are photovoltaic panels. Okay, very similar with modern technology, because I was researchers in Telecommunication Institute, where I devoted to satellite technologies, to converting those signals to receivers, to transmitters, and so on. So it was to me very familiar. Here we have photovoltaic panels, okay, 1, 2, parabolic antennas, a body of satellite. Here is blue background. When we look here, here is blue background. What else is here? Like sky, here are clouds. So satellites are very high above clouds. And we have so-called telecommunication satellites on geostationary orbit. And what is here? Here is depiction of Earth, equator, here, line of Cancer, Capricorn, Earth with its lines. When we take some such model, so here is Earth, here is equator, Australia, okay, Africa, such way, okay. So this was very strange. So what are doing on ancient carpets? I bought it in circa in 1988. This carpet. There were satellites, Astra, Eutelsat, Intelsat, and those, but it was beginning of satellites era. Yes. So about equator. Such way, how is it with modern satellites? I show you also how it looks here. For example, you can see some such, okay? Do you see? Panels, photovoltaic panels, parabolic antennas, yes? Or here, photovoltaic panels, body of satellite, parabolic antennas. What we have here, next picture, is Orion Nebula. Orion Nebula, okay? Various photos. It looks like flame, like fireplace. It's constellation of Orion. Do you see it? Orion Nebula, like fireplace, yes? Sometimes like flying oval in China. And when we look on next window, this was that first, and here is next window. What we have here, okay? What we have here? Something like that Orion Nebula. Orion Nebula. Here is also Orion Nebula. Do you see it? Okay. Shape very precisely. And here, what is here? Dark blue, like sky. And here are stars. Stars. Okay. And what we see here, I can show you more precisely. Looks like our solar system, but not from above, when we look from above on solar system, but from side, such view, okay? From angle circa 20 degrees, yes? Here is solar system, and we look on solar system. Here are planets, okay? And we look circle angle 20 degrees. It's also the direction of planet Pluto, plus circa 17 or such degrees. That yellow color, it means that it's so-called zodiacal light. It's light of dust what is around our planets. When we look on our planets, but from big distance, that this distance is exactly 45 billion kilometers. What I found on Zenmud map, that aphelia. So when we look on M42, and on our solar system from the distance, those are proportions, that scale, those ratio is such that we see such big Orion Nebula, diameter is 60 light years, distance 1600 light years, and diameter of solar system is 10 billion kilometers till Neptune, okay? Why here is such shape, okay, of that? When we look firstly on our indoor planets, on Atlas, in this map, we see here is Sun, and this is orbit till Mars. This is band of asteroids, Apollo, Atlantean Astronomy, in Asteroid Belt, and this is orbit of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Eh? So we see till orbit of Mars, Apollo, Atlantean asteroids in band of asteroids, and orbit of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. And this is solar system. That Nibiru is really going from such angle toward plane of ecliptic. Plane of ecliptic is such that planets like Earth and Jupiter, and those orbit circa in that plane around Sun. But some orbits are more inclined, some less. So we see that Nibiru goes to solar system within that angle. Okay. When we look on orbit of our Earth, so it moves such way around Sun, yes. But comets, here it is such way, yes, such way. Okay, but comets and that planet X has not, that Nibiru has not such orbit, but such way it moves, such way. So it moves such way in this direction, but there are opposite motions of planets of Sun, so that motion looks more like such number 8. That shape looks such way like 8. It's there are some distortions in such way. Okay. So this is that next picture. Okay. So we had got the first with satellites on sky, and here with orbit of Nibiru, with proper depiction of our solar system and Orion Nebula from distance of aphelia of that planet. So, next window on this carpet devotes also to orbit of Nibiru, to observations of Nibiru. Yes, there is some change. Why? Observation of Nibiru. This is that window, yes, do you see? These are observations, but are not observations from space, but observations from our Earth. Yes, here we see 3 various windows, okay? 3 various windows, like portals, one central big, 2 smaller. Do you see them? And here is plane of ecliptic. When we look from window, normal, classical, from flat or house, main window to side windows, it's typical also for our civilization, such windows. And we have sky, okay, and plane of ecliptic, where are our planets and Sun moving, okay? So 3 windows, 3 portals. So, look again here. When we look clearly here, this is constellation of Orion. Orion above ecliptic, but it's like not from north hemisphere, but from south. But we know also that in ancient Egyptian history it's mentioned that there was time when where was west is east, where was south is north, and so on. Okay? So from our position we can look such way. Ecliptic plane, our Sun, Moon, planets are moving on that line toward Orion. Regal side, Betelgeuse, Bellatrix, M42, that nebula. Okay, but smaller depiction. What else is here? What else is here? Something strange. What is here? Here are something like very small orbits. What are those orbits? What those ellipses? Observations within 1 year. Okay. So we have here observations. Spring, autumn, 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 and so on. These are like orbit of Earth. When this is position, for example, in spring of Earth on its orbit around Sun, spring, autumn, spring, autumn. Yes. So we have here measurements within circa more than 10 years. And what was on the sky? Something what was arriving to perihelia from that very big distance, closer to perihelia. Half year, half year, half year, half year, yes. Okay, and here, 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 because that is a so-called parallaxa, because when Earth is here and it's here, so we see it on both sides of Orion, apparently, that planet. Okay, it makes like spire, like those Orthodox churches have, or Islamic, those mosques, and also Catholic churches have sometimes such spires. And also these parts are usually used, those three windows, portals at entrance, or on cathedrals, Gothic cathedrals, we can find such depictions too. Okay, so this is but observation from Earth. Okay, and here what we see last time of arrival. So something is here like clip. This clip is pulling it here, so that it should be more bigger here. And here that's arrival to perihelia, the last part, when Nibiru is close to us. When it's close to us, close to Earth, here is depiction of Earth, like, okay, symbolism, sign. Nibiru here is pulling water from Earth to big heights, maybe till 2 or more kilometers. So Earth is revolving, orbiting around Sun, but also around its axis. So those forces changes direction, so they are pulling water from one side of Earth to another side, or from one part of Earth to another part. So water was so high, like is Ararat, so that's why it was possible, or in China till the border of everlasting snow, circa 2 kilometers or more above sea level. And desalination was made in China, old ancient China. It's written on one stone mountain. Yes, Nibiru pulling water from Earth. Yes, and we have here also another windows. Okay, when this was observation from 45 billion kilometers. Okay, so we have another like map here. Yes, this number 8. Okay, orbit of Nibiru, but here is also number 8. Blue background, star. Okay, so it's on the sky, and here is something like arrival of star of something to perihelia, 2 planets. And this diameter is this 10 billion kilometers, and here is also 10 billion kilometers, change of scale. When this is 10, this is 5, and here is also 5. This flower center part is 5 billion kilometers till Neptune. So what we have here till Neptune, here are so-called TNO, KBO planetoids, like those Eris, Makemake, Sedna, and those other. Sedna has bigger orbits, but there are many such also, which were discovered yet. And also there are discovered such planetoids with such orbits, like has got that Nibiru, Planet X. If this is 5 billion kilometers, this is circa 45. Yes, 45 billion kilometers. Like was a result of this, okay, of Zenmut map. So Aphelia 45. But what we have else here is something that here is something like other objects what is revolving, orbiting here. When we look here, okay, do you see it? Here is this same flower, what is here, change of scale, 5 billion kilometers, 45 billion kilometers, or 300 astronomical units, until this object is circa 900,000 astronomical units, 900. If we have object in such distance, that orbit takes circa 26,000 years, what is one precession cycle. What is causing this object and how heavy it is? Here is some such orbit, such border, due to gravity of Sun. That it means that gravity of this object somewhere here is equal to gravity of Sun. This is 1/5 of that distance, so that mass of that object is 1 divided to 25 of mass of Sun. So circa it is 40 Jupiters. 40 Jupiters, very heavy object, that Nemesis. And Nemesis, when orbits Nibiru, is causing that inclination, that orbit changes direction, of Nibiru changes direction, but it doesn't look like open flower, but it looks like more closed, not fully closed, but only little opened flower. That those orbits are such, okay, within one precession cycle, 26,000 years. Okay, so this astronomy is here. When we look here, okay, this is 26,000 years, okay, that flower what was here, flower is here, 26,000, and we have such peaks here. It's like perihelia, aphelia, circa 16 to 18. So within one precession cycle, 18 changes and 18 orbits of that Nibiru. Here is also that flower, yes. If here was something what was tied with global flood during perihelia of Nibiru, that it means that gravitational tidal forces were causing that water was sucked from Earth to heights, okay, to height 2 or more kilometers. So Nibiru had got influence also on Sun. Here is something such depiction of that influence. I show you. That's that Nibiru orbit, and here we see red part, yellow, and here's change of scale, red part, yellow, yellow part, yellow part, yellow part. Here's something like comet, that comet is coming here, or some such object with orbit like comet. So this part is outside of planets, and here it's going next to outdoor planets like Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune, okay, outdoor planets, and here is going here to indoor planets, okay, Mars, Venus, Earth, Mercury, okay, around Sun. When this is going here, the Nibiru is dark, okay, dark, very cold. Well, when it's closer and closer to Sun, it's not black, but it's starting to be red and yellow, and here is sucking plasma from Sun. Such is also the shape of those, here is this shape, but also similar, but this shape, it means that plasma was ejected from Sun, and that caused that Earth was overheated. Yes. So we have also such spires on Orthodox and those churches, Islamic. So this was the first part, the first video about what is here on this carpet and what is tied with astronomical observations of Nibiru, of Nemesis. So I devoted to astronomy especially. In next video I would devote especially to technologies what were used. So we now, based on those researches what I made in Giza, especially researches of those temples what are next to pyramids in Giza, those Valley, Khafre mortuary, Sphinx temple, and from those inside rooms, inside spaces in big pyramid in Khafre Menkauer pyramid. Okay, and I found that they use so-called active telescopes with over-power plant, but it would be in next video. So it was Pavel Smutný from Banská Štiavnica. Goodbye.